Okay, some of you guys have been asking, Rick, where's your 58 Ford? We haven't seen it in ages, since before Christmas. Oh, it's still kicking around. It's still here. Yeah, it's got a few dents. It's banged up. It's scratched up. Been hauling dirt in it. All that kind of shit. But no, seriously, like I told you guys, customers' vehicles are always coming first. So my car sits in a carport all winter. Too wet, too cold, too everything to do fuck all to it. But she's out. I'll show you a picture of her. I'm giving her a quick wash off here, and it is going to be insured for the 1st of May. So here she is. I ended up getting all of it. It's all together there. You see all the side chromes back on it. Thanks to Lisa giving me a hand with that. But we got it all together. Basically the hood's off. I left the hood off just for the moment as I got a few, there's a few rubber parts that go down. Watch where my finger is along across there. Well, it's going to be a lot easier to lean across the front of the car rather than lean across the fender to put those on. Should have done that when I had the inner fenders off, but as normal, little things like that sometimes get overseen, overlooked, but you can still get to it. So there she is. She's getting a bath right now. Other than that, put those little rubber pieces on. Still got to get the garnish moldings around the windshield there. Got those all ready to go. And just got to stick my door panels on. Yeah, I got a Mexican blanket on there because I'm so dirty all the time. I'm trying to cover it up just so I don't get it filthy. But there it is. I usually let it run when I'm washing it just because it hasn't ran for a few months. And the worst thing you can do, guys, out there is if you have got a car and you don't start it that often, the worst thing you can do is go out there, start it up, let it run for 2 minutes and shut it off again and leave it sit. That's even harder on the battery and everything else than not starting it at all. So you're better just to leave it. For me, like I say, I pull them out, I pull them around, and I just let them run the entire time I'm washing it. I mean, it only takes 20 minutes to give a car a wash, right? And it's just good for it that way. Get everything moving. But yeah. So she is here. Of course, you remember I got that fancy tube grill going on in there. That's a Cal Custom original tube grill from in the day. Took me forever. I finally find one. One finally came up on eBay out of all places. I would have loved to found it at a swap meet. It would have been much cooler, but it was eBay I found it on. But hey, what the hell? That's just the way it goes. So, there you go, guys. Everything's good. 58 is there. We're getting it ready for the road. 1st of May, it's insured. I guarantee you I'm going to be insuring it the 1st of May. Now, the question is, am I still selling it? Well, it's the only one that if I had to sell right now, I would sell. But unfortunately, people are so cheap out there that nobody wants to pay it. Should we go on to this topic for a quick second? Now, let me tell you what it's like. Someone says, what are you asking for that car? And I said, 32 Canadian. Oh, fuck, I want to give you 16 or 18. Well, of course you do, because you're a cheap-ass fucking Canadian. And then they get all pissed off, the Canadians, because what happens is us Canadians who build cars and know what we got into, and we get tired of losing money. If you would have brought me that car, the same car, if you would have brought me that car and I would have supplied the parts like we're in it now and built it the exact same way, that car would have been a $60,000 build here at my shop, which is cheap if you think about it. So I'm asking 32 grand. So I'm asking half of what it would have cost if you would have had the car and brought it to me to build. Remember, 60 grand would be parts, labor, interior, all of it. That's what it would have been. So I'm asking 32. I'm open to offers. I'm willing to haggle a little bit. But everybody comes here, oh, I want to give you 16 or 18. Yeah, I bet you do. Too bad. See you later. You know, I want to meet Elvis. What's the fucking chances of that, right? There you go. Then they get pissed off because you know what happens? A guy like myself takes a car and I put it for sale down in the good old US of A. Or maybe over somewhere like in Australia. Something like that. They don't argue the price. They pay the money. And then everyone up here in Canada says, oh, all our fucking cars are going to the States, blah, blah, blah. It's because you people are so fucking cheap you won't pay what they're worth. That car's worth it all day long. I don't care. It just is. You can't build it for that. I'm not making, and for me asking 32 grand, I'm into that car for a lot of money. Am I making a lot? I'm making very little off of that car. I think if I was to add my hours up into that car, then I probably did it for $10 an hour at $32,000. Because there's a lot of money spent in that car, believe it or not. A lot of money. So, there you go. So that's it. So if I did sell it, I wouldn't even bother advertising it here. I'd just put it up in the good old US of A or somewhere else, some foreign country, where they don't have cars, they appreciate cars, they know what that car is, they love what that car is, and they're willing to pay what that car is worth. Because at that price all day long, you could buy it, even if you gave me the 32. I'm certain you could buy that car for 32, look after it, drive it for 5 or 6 years, and still turn around and always get your money back. But some people argue. There are some deals out there. Sometimes you will see a car like that come up and it'll have the same work, and some guy will be letting it go for 18 or 20 grand. But that's because maybe he's hard up for money. He needs the cash. In the realistic world, that's a decent price for that car in my opinion. So I don't know. Quote me if I'm wrong, but whatever. So you wonder why our cars, for us Canadians out there watching, you wonder why the cars wind up elsewhere? Because you're too cheap to pay what they're worth. You're always looking for the deal. I'm a cheap guy too. I'm an extremely cheap guy. But I would never insult someone asking a car for 32 and say, I'll give you 18. That's just a fucking insult. Now to walk up to a guy asking 32 and say, would you take 26 or something? Well, now you've come down quite a bit, but you're not insulting him. You're allowing him room to play and come back up now. You know what I mean? But to offer a guy half the price of what he's asking? Fuck off. Anyway, remember, it's always a good time and old time. 58's going to be on the road soon. We'll see you next time. Thank you.